Full moon in Taurus is coming up on November 15th, 2024. And in this video, we're going to be going over how it will affect you. Really looking forward to this Taurus new moon because it's all about looking inwards. In this video, we're going to be going over the plant medicines that you can work with for this full moon to support you in your healing, as well as working with the energies of the Taurus full moon and a card pull energy reading as well. So I'm really excited to go into this video with you. It's one of my favorite videos to film. And if you really like full moons, new moons, shadow work, healing, sacral healing, and plant medicine, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, put notification bells, and share this with a friend. And if this is your first time here, put a rainbow emoji and introduce yourself in the comments. I love to hear all about you and just getting to connect with all you beautiful faces here in the community. It just makes me so happy. And I also want to share that we also have the Queen Rose program that has been recently announced to help women on their spiritual journey to really learn how to work with plant medicines, open their sacral in their womb, in sisterhood, and this is a lifetime mentorship. So if you are interested in applying, you can go and check it down below and learn out more. And for those of you who are feeling this call to step into your dharma beyond your lifetime and step into your inner healer, learning how to be a healer, you can go and apply the Earth Dharma Healers program. I just opened it up for applications again, and I'm really excited. There's a lot of big shifts that are happening with this program this time around, as now this program is a lifetime access and mentorship as well. There's also other offerings. You can go check that out on the website, as well as retreats and plant medicine retreats. So let's go into this full moon in Taurus. I'm so excited. Who's a Taurus in the house? Let me know. Any Tauruses, where does it place in your chart? Do you have family members or friends that are a Taurus? Full moon, moon, sun, Chiron, where does it place? Feel free to share down below, and let's get into this energy update. So the first thing you need to know about this November 15th, 2024 Taurus full moon that is happening 3 days before the day of and 3 days after that will affect you is that the need for stability in your life. We just spent the last month in the washing machine for a lot of us. When I mean that is like just a lot of changes, a lot of transitions, a lot of shifts. Fall season for some of us on the Western Hemisphere. For those in the Southern Hemisphere, it is spring. You are seeding into new awakenings, beginnings, seeing your seeds from before the winter integrative time, and now they're blossoming. For those of you in the West, this is the time where the Taurus full moon is really bringing this interception of new changes, new beginnings, and transitions, and really like the great mystery and really trusting the ethers. So I always like to share full moons are all about releasing, letting go, and bringing what's in the dark into the light. So this is really what full moons bring, and it really affects us for shedding, clearing, cleansing within our life internally and energetically. So where in your life are you feeling lack of stability? Where in your life do you feel a lack of nourishment? The best way of explaining this full moon in Taurus is like if you have a whole bunch of house plants, and you look at your house plants, have you been watering them? Are some of them shedding? Do you need some pruning that needs to be done with your house plants? This is kind of a reflection of you in this metaphor. So this is an opportunity for you to clear old structures that you are attached to around home and career. I mentioned in the last reading, if you did not go check out the Scorpio new moon, it would really support you with the Taurus full moon. So you can go check out that energy update to kind of see the part 1 of the part 2 of this November energy. But we talked about home. And one of the things I shared with you in that video was that home up until the 25th of November, which is kind of when we start to move into Mercury retrograde, is really talking about clearing and cleansing whatever doesn't feel like home to us. I always like to share this really beautiful medicine song. One specific phrase that it really resonates with me is home is where the heart is. So where your heart isn't in work, in relationships, in anywhere in your life, it's going to be cleared and cleansed. So this is an opportunity for you to really go into yourself and say, okay, if it doesn't light me up, it's out. Especially for you fixed signs. So especially for Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Tauruses, you are all having a really big moment. And next year, you're kind of getting a preview of what 2025 is going to bring to you. Because a lot of fixed signs, 2025 is going to be your I don't want to say glow up year, but it's a time where all this like slow, hard work that you've been doing. For some of you that have been working hard behind the scenes, not really talking about it, or for others of you who have been just really putting energy towards deeper expansion. Like when I close my eyes, I'm seeing like almost like a golden door, and it feels inviting, it feels welcoming, it feels like new, and it feels like it's a long time coming, and finally it's here. So for those of you that have been feeling in the waiting room, especially fixed signs, this full moon in Taurus, it's very going to be supportive for you to remove these old structures so you can fully ground and receive the new that's coming around your career and home. I always like to say, if your closet is filled with a whole bunch of old stuff and you're trying to put the new stuff in, not only will you forget the stuff at the bottom of the pile in your closet, but you're also going to end up just, you know, feeling overwhelmed when you open that closet. You're just going to leave all that energy there. So clear it all out. Clear it all out. Some of you are actually physically moving too. Like you're being called to move somewhere. It could be a different place specifically, especially again for fixed signs in Taurus. You are moving something. Like it's almost like this is a movement that was much needed. And again, home is where the heart is. Your heart is being called to go somewhere. It could be like a relationship where it's someone that you're meeting that's going to really open something in your heart, and it's going to feel like a deep soul connection, whether this is intimate or platonic. For others of you, you're feeling home and physical, like you're going to travel somewhere and you're going to like receive something your soul in another past life wasn't able to fully anchor, and in this lifetime you're receiving this piece to help you clear out a structure into this new timeline. So you're receiving that right now, and there's a lot of expansion with your movement. Like I'm seeing you traveling, I'm seeing you like on a train, something moving, like plane. That's usually how, you know, I find the unseen, the plant spirits, medicines tend to show you that you're like receiving something that is for your soul. Like you are getting a teaching from a guide. And for those of you that work with plants, it's specifically this plant. And for those of you that work with a specific guide, this is the guide talking, that it's a representation for you of movement. So in your dreams, if you're ever in like moving in a moving vehicle or in waters, look at that as like, this is a lesson for you. It's a sign that's a lesson for this full moon, as moons really affect the waters and our body's majority of water. And it's telling you where you are as far as stability in your energy, emotions, spiritually, home, career, your life. And it's kind of giving you a really big breadcrumb 3 days before the day of and 3 days after for this November 15th, 2024. For some of you that are more sensitive to the moon, you might even feel this earlier, but I always like to say 3 days before minimum and 3 days after, as well as the day of. The next thing you need to know about this full moon in Taurus that's happening November 15th, 2024, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. We don't like change. This is not new for a lot of us. How many of us work with a new practice? The Scorpio new moon was all about really honing into what we want to manifest in the next year. What are we birthing into this new transition? Focusing on, you know, bringing that in and getting really straightforward about it, right? Really clear and concise of like what we want to receive. So with that, it brings us to this full moon, which is clearing that now that we've claimed it. And the best thing I'm going to share, I think I shared this actually in the Scorpio new moon. If I did, let me know. I'm probably repeating this because you just need to receive it again. I saw this post and it just resonated. And the post, what it said was, it's interesting when you ask for what you receive, all of a sudden you're receiving things not the way that you want it to, but it's what you need in order to get you to what you asked for. So instead of complaining about like what things are right now, what if the doors that are opening and the situations that are happening right now is actually to support you to anchor in the life that you're calling in, right? It's like, if I want more money, then of course I'm going to get more like bills, and money is going to be a big conversation in my life. I'm going to bring up these triggers because for me to hold the frequency of what I'm calling in, I need to look at where I'm stagnant around money, for example. Relationships, if I'm calling in my unionship, Spirit's going to show me where I'm not being held, where I don't feel safe to be held in relationship. Trusting, how open is my heart? You know, these are all things that come up. So it's really just saying that like life is changing. We don't like change, but just really tuning into anchoring, like, where are we resisting change? Where are we resisting ourselves? Where are we resisting evolution, expansion, spaciousness, manifestation? for things to change, we need to ensure that we receive the present manifestations of what is, so we can understand the doors that are opening and what we're stepping into. Another great reminder is that this Taurus full moon is teaching us not to worry too much. When we worry about things, it doesn't add any value. It's just gonna make us burn through energy, right? So if there's any worries that are happening in the mix of this time, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, for November 15th, 2024, ask yourself how you can let go of these worries, and what is the fear that is attached to this worry that you can free yourself from by speaking that with this full moon, whether that's writing it down and, you know, giving it to the earth and digging it into the soil, or perhaps burning it if that feels aligned to you, but really just like allowing yourself to detach from that. What would it feel like to fully not represent or be associated, be of this energy? Excuse me, of this energy. So you can open that up into your space and clear it, right? So nothing, don't worry about it. You know, Spirit's kind of just saying, don't worry about it. You know, there's a lot of structures that are moving, and this is like a deep direct, I'm channeling now, but this is a direct message. Don't worry about it. We got you. Like, you are completely being held, and just know that you just have to allow yourself to flow with the changes that are happening. I know it doesn't make sense just yet. It's not supposed to, funny enough, but just know that you have to just keep trusting the process. I know this is something that you're probably tired of hearing, but it's just a great reminder for some of you, and for others, maybe this is refreshing to hear. Just keep trusting and stop worrying about it, because it's not going to give you anything. What do you get from worrying? Nothing. You just get stress, anxiety, you know, all the things, lack of sleep, insomnia. So don't worry about it. Let go of the worry. It does nothing. Let go of the worry. It does nothing. The next thing to know about this full moon in Taurus is happening November 15th, 2024, is that reveal the part of you that you have been subconsciously rejecting. This is crazy because I just recorded a video about importance of ancestral healing. And, you know, it's coming up with this Taurus full moon, but it's just like, what parts of us we've been rejecting? This could be our ancestors that are very much a manifestation of us, right? We become the ancestors on the other side at some point, and we were the ancestors before in the stars, and we continue. It's eternal. It's a cycle, right? So when we think of it that way, what parts of us are we rejecting ancestrally? What parts of us are we rejecting on a soul level? Is it our gifts? Is it who we are? Is it our authentic self? Where are you being asked to receive yourself more? You know, I feel like there's a lot of times where when we're not seeing something show up, it's because maybe sometimes within, and this might resonate. If it does, take it. If it doesn't, like, throw it away. If it does, though, let me know. But what's coming up in this channel, specifically that just dropped in within, is that revealing the part of you that has been subconsciously rejected, in the sense that what part of you has been hiding for so long. Whatever you're hiding, not just like, it could be shame, it could be guilt, but it could also just be like hiding it. Like, there's something sitting on my chest that I'm hiding, and I've been subconsciously rejecting, or maybe it's been suppressed to reject that version of me, and have an opportunity for this full moon to free that version. Taurus is very nourishing, very lovey, very sweet, they're great lovers, right? So full moon is giving you this energy through the waters of the moon energy, and along with the earth, you know, mama, maha energy of bringing you to nourish this part of you deep inside that's hidden, maybe in the solar plexus, maybe in the womb, maybe in the sacral, maybe in the shoulders. As we're speaking, as we're connecting here, where are you feeling it right now? Take a moment. And as you breathe into that space, what parts of you are being rejected here? What is the story? What is the voice that's there? Being aware of that is going to give you more big crumbs, big realizations of how this full moon in Taurus is going to support you to accept you. Self-acceptance, the more you accept yourself and your authentic self, the more that you're going to be able to receive what you're calling in. Biggest thing. The next thing about this full moon in Taurus, November 15, 2024, is that being asked to not reply on a material world to fill these voids. I get it. We get to these points, especially for those in the West and some of them coming in the South Hemisphere. Some in the South Hemisphere, you've been integrating, you've been in the days were shorter, you know, you're in that space. For those of us in the West, the days are getting shorter. So there's a shift happening collectively. Now with that, you know, we sometimes yearn for certain things. So I want you to notice 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, what are the things you're yearning, your eating habits, what you're watching, what you're listening to. What is the emotion that's attached to that? That is going to teach you where you feel maybe anxious or lack of stability in your life, lack of safety, because those things are self-soothing. And where have we been programmed that these are soothing for us? Right? We're going to get to know ourselves more. For example, when I was in high school, I used to listen to like hardcore rap or emo music all the time. And that was my way of like, kind of just like connecting to the music. Music is medicine. So my medicine at the time was these really sad, depressing music or hardcore, you know, music that was basically completely not, you know, loving and respecting the divine feminine, because I didn't feel that way. So I started to attract, with the law of attraction, that type of music and started to feel resonant to it. So we can learn a lot from the music we listen to, the foods we eat, the cravings we have, the ways we respond constantly can teach us where we feel lack of stability and where we feel comfortable in the places and the energies and the structures that aren't serving us, but that's the comfort we know. And the next question I'm going to ask you is, during this full moon in Taurus, is there a possibility for you to completely build a new house of comfort? Because the house of comfort that you're currently in during this Taurus full moon is going to teach you, again, everything with home before the 25th, the spirit's kind of getting this going before this comes up, for Mercury retrograde, get it out. Like, just, it's time to let it go, right? Holding it on a crutch until spirit shows you that there's another door open isn't how we manifest, isn't how we step into this new energy that we're being called to, right? Because when we're doing that, we're telling spirit, I don't fully trust you to bring in what I'm calling in. So let me just hold on to this and you show it to me and then I'll show up. That's not how it works. It's a co-creation, right? That's the simplest thing that we need to tune in and understand, that we are literally the mirror of our reality that is here. So our material attachments can teach us our attachments within our shadows and the stuck structures within ourselves. Let that sink in, let that breathe in, let that air up and space into the spaciousness of the space. Where is it opening up within you when you listen to that? Let me know in the comments, share, journal it out. I want to hear. I want to hear what's coming through. The next thing you need to know about this full moon in Taurus that's happening November 15th, 2024, how it will affect you 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. Where can I accept myself more? Where am I feeling that I need more safetyness within myself? I want you to write them down and journal those for this full moon in Taurus to support you. Kind of work through it, like see what comes up, write it in jot notes if that feels good to you. You can even do it in a voice note or a song or poetry or painting. I love seeing when you all do painting and creative ways of outlets to express your process. Beautiful way of doing that, right? There's a lot to do with art therapy. So where can I accept myself more? Where is this full moon asking me to accept me more so I can accept what's coming? And where am I being asked to really feel safe within myself? We're looking at the root chakra here. And this brings me to the next part about this full moon in Taurus. We're seeing a big chord and this is like different types of cords, right? There's cords we release, and then there's cords that we have that are energetic, like basically power lines within our energetic body, our physical body, our auric body, and our light body. So every chakra is connected differently. When channeling within this Taurus full moon, there is an energetic, almost like power line between the solar plexus and the root chakra. And that's what's being worked with in this full moon. We're looking at self, sense of self, confidence, who you are, how you feel judged, how you see yourself, how you feel people see you, solar plexus, safetyness, root. This is the first chakra that's developed since we are conceived, since we're growing in our mama's womb. And this is the energy of safetyness. Do I feel safe in this world? Do I feel safe to be myself? Do I feel safe to be in these structures? Am I held? Taurus likes to be safe. If they're not safe or they don't feel safe, this usually is a sign that they're feeling instability. So this is what Taurus is bringing in. It's like anything that doesn't feel safe or unstable is going to be shown in the light with this full moon, the bright full moon. So this is an opportunity for you to get a blast through the solar plexus. So really look at how your tummy is feeling. For those of you who maybe have IBS or parasites or candida, phlegm, you know, those things, your body is healing at this time. And for those of you who are interested in parasite cleanse, this is the greatest time to do it. I'm going to talk about this more, about a special plant that we'll be talking about for the portion of the plant medicines. But this is a great time to really focus on our gut health. So anything that's solar plexus colored, any plants, any fruits that are like yellow, we want to eat that. We want to enjoy it, like the ginger, the lemon, you know, the squashes. Like we really want to focus on that. The dragon fruit, like the papaya, like anything solar plexus, anything, you know, red as well for the root chakra, safetiness, the beets, the root vegetables, the root, like these are the ones that are going to really support you in this process to help move the energy of stagnancy that is out of whack. So we can move that out because there's a lot being pulled this way through your upper crown. So we need to just help that push all the energy out to the earth, right? Lower, bottom, like, you know, cleansing, bottom purging. And then you're getting an upper activation that is helping you support your lower chakras right now. Let me know if this resonates, if this is coming up for you, what is going on. Okay, let's go into the plants, the plant medicines, my favorite thing. If this is something that you're interested in, for those who are the feminine, the women, I highly suggest you looking at the Queen Rose program where I teach you about plant medicine, making your own apothecary as a woman, healing sacral chakra, and so much more for those on their spiritual journey. You can go check that out. And for those of you interested in learning more about plant medicine and sitting in a plant medicine retreat, you can go and apply for plant medicine retreats down below in the retreat applications. Check out the website, 𝐏𝐸𝐤𝐿.com for all the things. Okay, so full moon in Taurus. I had two plants for y'all that came through, and I think these plants are so beautiful. One of them is my favorite, and it's something that is like, I think more people are talking about it and more, but this was actually a plant that took me a while to really build a relationship with. But as I started to hold space more, especially for someone of service in the healing and space holding, but also someone that works with people a lot, I find this is my go-to plant, and this is woodworm. Woodworm is a beautiful plant that is amazing for releasing parasites. What people don't know is during the full moon is when they start to come out. It's bright, it's light. This is energetically what happens. So if you do have parasites, candida, stomach issues, you might feel more of it come up. And especially with the theme of this Taurus full moon, it's gonna, you know, so immune system, you want to focus on working with your immune system, getting your vitamin C, getting your vitamin D, you know, you're making sure you get your fire apple cider, you know, those ones, the recipes I see, that's amazing. I have some in my fridge. Making sure you get your ginger shots, making sure that you're just healing the body. But this woodworm, what it does is it clears it out and makes sure that there's no new lava being created within the digestive tract and your stomach. It's great for helping healing the gut, and it also clears the solar plexus. So any parasitical energy, any energy of others that you don't want to receive, this is going to really help as you clear the structures and things that are just not serving you, whether that's relationships, people, environments. It's just going to help that clear out. You know, the woodworm is kind of like these little worms energetically that are eating up the parasitic worms to clear it out, if you see it that way. I know it sounds really gross or weird, but that's essentially what their magic power is here to support us on this earth. The second beautiful plant, we all have it in our fridge. You probably have it in your kitchen right now. Ginger. I love ginger. If there was like a top 10 plants that I just love and things that I use all the time, I would have to say ginger. Like, I love it. It's so good. I love ginger shots. I love ginger in my smoothie. I love ginger making it with my salad dressings. Like, it's so good. And ginger is really great for stagnant energy. It helps with the metabolism. It helps move the circulation of the blood, the chi energy. It heightens the chi. It's amazing for the immune system. Again, it works well with the woodworm. It's great for increasing the heat to the body. If you're feeling really cold right now, especially the hands and the feet for the root chakra, it's going to bring that circulation and balance the chi throughout your body. So you might even notice once you're done having the ginger around this time, 3 days before, the day of and 3 days after for this Taurus full moon, that your body, the cool cooling and the warmth is going to be different in different parts of your body. Just moving that energy out. It's moving it, circulating it, right? It also helps supporting connecting between the solar plexus, the root, and allows you to feel more safe. Ginger is a root, right? It grows closest to the earth, and it's amazing to help you with your inner roots. So if you feel like you're going through a lot of changes, which we all are, stagnancy, especially right now with the energy of November 15th in the West, there's a lot of maybe chaotic energy that's going on collectively, politically, all within the world. So this is what's going to move that out and just allow you to root and just say, hey, Pachamama's got you, Earth got you, your guides has got you. There's this bigger plan here, and they're supporting you on some big changes, not just for you, but the collective of humanity. Like, it's huge this month. So this is the readings for the plants and what plants are calling in. Let me know what plant you resonate with. Is it the woodworm? Is it the ginger? Is it the both? Let me know down below what's coming up for you as you connect with these beautiful plant spirits. And let's get into the card reading, which I'm really excited for before we close this reading. Okay, so the deck that I'm using, as you guys have heard of if you've been here, is the Oracle Wisdom of the Oracle deck, one of my favorites. And if you can do a favor for yourself and just take a few deep breaths to connect with the energy of the space. Let's see what this Taurus full moon has for us. I think we have 4 cards. We'll start with that and we'll kind of go from there. Message in the bottle, time for rest, observer. Okay, so this card couldn't be any more powerful. I love how there's a lot of yellow and golds here, which is gold is like solar plexus, Dityan, that energy. But you also have a lot of blue too, which is communication. So the first thing I'm getting is like you're going to get a lot of communication of what is working and what isn't for you. It's going to come up really easy for you. So you have the message in the bottle, which is like one of my favorite cards here. And really what it's saying is you're receiving a deep message that is going to really shift your whole life and perspective. It's time to respond. You should respond to this before the 25th, which is when the retrograde starts. So just know that it will come naturally to you. Don't be like, oh my gosh, she gets that before 25th. It's just going to happen when you're not thinking of it. But you're going to receive a deep message that's going to require action for you in regards to stability. So this could be like starting to moving bricks around movement, or, you know, making the move in that relationship with someone who's coming in that you're feeling that deep love or like deep heart opening, or it could be like you moving physically somewhere that you're finally getting, like that traveling that I'm seeing that's happening. Or for some of you, it's actually movement and work that's happening. You also have time for rest. So this full moon, again, for a lot of you that have, you know, maybe a clearing with parasites or candida or stomach or gut health, you're going to feel kind of tired and maybe lethargic. So just make sure to be mindful of your sleep. A great plant that's amazing for sleep if you're having a really hard time. Passion flower, blue lotus, I love chamomile. These are great calming plants for the nervous system. Kadula is amazing for the nervous system as well, and anxiety. So if these are plants that you feel resonant to, you can write them down and see as you read about them which one you feel connected to. The never-ending story. So it's time to move yourself out of the victim. So stop complaining about the stability that you don't have and start changing it. So Spirit's words, not mine. Spirit's just saying here that you're moving yourself out of the victimhood, which you've been kind of like looping a little bit. And now it's time that this full moon in Taurus is asking you to really understand that if you don't want to change, then you're just going to keep looping. So change isn't fun, but it is something that's needed for this Taurus full moon. You're going to understand why, because you have 2 choices. You can either be pulling and feeling this resistance and it's really hard for you, or you can be like, okay, no, I'm done with this cycle and let's move on, right? And I'm going to just see what the cycle is. We can be more specific on that for you. So if you want to take a few breaths, so again, they're saying it's time. So you got the first card you got before. So TikTok, which is about, this Spirit's like really clear. TikTok just means it's not time to dilly-dally with this on your victimhood, because it's actually going to create more harm energetically to you by you holding this and not speaking your truth. Maybe there's something that you need to get out and talk to someone specifically to say it. It's not time to hold it back. Take some time, you know, don't just say it in a time where you're feeling reactive, where you feel exhausted in this space. You also have the thinker. The thinker is just telling you, hey, like whatever you're thinking of, most likely that's the thing. Whatever's coming up for you, that's the thing you have to let go of right now in your life. So this is an opportunity for you to let go of whatever's stressing you here and keeping you in the mind, and moving you out of presence, moving you out of the space of being here now, focused on what is here for you. The next one you have is the observer. So it's time to observe what is changing. Things are going to move really quickly for you without you just need to start observing what's coming up. And this is going to come up maybe the halfway point between this full moon and the next new moon cycle, where all this reading is going to make sense. Okay, let's go into the ancestors deck and see what the ancestors have to share for this Taurus full moon in Taurus. Okay, this is funny because I was just talking about this today. I'm going to pull the first card because they have a deck that just like the whole deck came out, so we're not going to do that. Actually, no, Spirit's telling me to keep them, so we're going to keep them. So we have Lady. So enjoy growth and reap rewards. So again, you can see here where it's showing you that you have an opportunity to reap your rewards should you accept changes that are happening and stop resisting the stagnancy, instability, and the ether is just saying, just trust the great mystery. There's a lot of new things that are happening, and you're going to be tested on just like your inner innate skills, your inner knowing skills, not like reading book skills, like your intuition. The teacher, great teachers, learn from spiritual experiences. What are you learning from this full moon? This is going to give you a big hint of what you're opening space for. The next card you have is the broken arrow. So embrace the energy of peace. Whatever is not giving you peace, whatever is making resistance, whatever is not making you feel happy in your life, get rid of it, move on. It's not time to hold that broken arrow and hold resistance, hold anger, hold frustration. It's time for peace. Like there's a bigger plan that is happening right now that we just have to get out of the way. This is collectively and internally for your personal experience. And there's no time of hoarding the broken arrows that you have created within your lifetimes or this life. And I feel that's a direct message from your ancestors that whatever ancestral pain is going to be shown to you through your ancestors. And this is why I say they are teachers for us to understand what we're here to receive, not what we're here to continue to just accept and be in the wheel of suffering, right? We can learn a lot from suffering, but there's a point where we become a victim to it and we get addicted to it. And now it's like, instead of being addicted to it, start to open up change beyond what you know, and instead into your internal knowing. The eagle, so see from a higher perspective. If you see an eagle, or if you connect with the eagle spirit, this is specifically for you. You're being called to see something higher than what you know. Again, a lot of seer, then who see beyond your current situation. So again, remember that this time right now, there's something more that you need to see. And for those of you, you're going to receive a lot of psychic like awareness of like what you're meant to see. Don't get too locked up of what your reality is right now, because it just takes one day for everything to shift, right? I know a lot of you can experience that and share and attest to that from your spiritual awakening, whether that is a car accident that you've experienced, a life-changing, altering experience, a separation, a heartbreak, whatever that we've each gone through a spiritual awakening, which is essentially a big change. What happens? Just that one day changes so much in our life. And you have that power to have that change every single day. It doesn't have to be, a suffering. It doesn't have to be something so drastic for you to answer the call. And this is why Spirit's saying, take the eagle's eyes and allow yourself to see the change that you need to create. See the stability and that isn't working for you right now. And if it's not lining you up, get rid of that during this Taurus full moon. If it's not nourishing you, if it's causing lack of safety as opposed to feeling safe within self, then it's time to release it. This is your time to rise. And especially for you fixed signs, you don't have space and time for this, for what's coming. Okay, so that's your reading. I'm gonna close it here. I have literally like 2 minutes before my video goes off because of the battery. I hope you enjoyed this Taurus full moon. Let me know what cards really resonate with you down below, and let me know what hit for you throughout this reading. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Taurus full moon, what changes, what expansions come up for you to really hit this last the end of the year and the continuing of so many new beginnings in the next couple months. So looking forward to seeing that for you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bell so you do not miss a video. And for those of you who are women on their spiritual journey that feel called to go deeper into your space, go deeper into healing with plant medicines, ancestral healing, clearing karmic cycles, stepping into sisterhood and supporting yourself, being supported in your healing, and feel really alone right now, feel stagnant, and to step into empowerment, sovereignty, and community, go and check out the Queen Rose Lifetime Mentorship. It's such a powerful program and offering that is there for you. And for those of you knowing that you have a deep calling to step into your inner healer, your light worker, your space holder, and you know that you want to step into this big mission beyond your lifetime, go and apply for the Earth Dharma Healers Training. For one-on-ones and other offerings, go check out my website, 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭.com, and I will see you in the next beautiful video. Happy Taurus full moon. Bye.